Welcome to CricAdda Live. Here we are on Super Saturday for another day of two big matches towards the fag end of this tournament, where the other teams hope that one team loses or one team wins. We all know what that is. But joining here with me are my lovely hosts Paras and Bhavik, with a few change
Thank
of
you.
looks here, looking great, and a little bit of Diwali fever here as well for all of us. I think we'll get down to the first match, which is between Australia and West Indies, where Australia have won the toss and quite obvious they've chosen to bowl first. So we'll go to you, Paras, and we'll start looking at the West Indies squad here.
That's an excellent decision by Aaron Finch here. The West Indies lineup in front of us is pretty much the same that they've used throughout the tournament. Hayden Walsh is someone who's got a chance, and he's someone who's been doing relatively well in the domestic season as well for the Windies. And Australia's strategy tonight is just to bundle them out as early as possible, so that net run rate
Yeah,
of Australia, if it comes to the wire, is supporting them.
absolutely. I think that's a better thing to do purely because I think West Indies have also got a couple of matches where they've scored less than 100 runs. So I
Yeah.
think, and a very good chance to do that again for Australia, Bhavik, isn't it? Looking at the Australian side, now they're looking deadlier than ever.
100% Salil. You have rightly mentioned how on paper Australia has always been on top of their games. Look at David Warner, look at Aaron Finch, Steve Smith, Glenn Maxwell, hint of Mitchell Marsh, but then again you just cannot
Yeah.
write off this Australian lineup.
Yes, I think Mitchell Marsh got that way in by seeing all so many left-handers and Ashton Agar not getting his place instead of playing.
Correct,
But
correct.
I think pretty good match. What do you think, Paras, should be West Indies' strategy since that these gentle giants are going to, we're not going to see them again after 4 years for sure. Half this,
Yeah.
more than half
They
this
can.
side is going to change. So, what do you think is the emotion that's running, between these West Indian players?
Whenever Australia takes on West Indies, there's a lot of tussle in the match, and a lot of bat swings and gestures are made. So both
Yeah.
teams are none of the teams are going to go down quietly. It's going to be a tough encounter and a lot of sledging on the cards.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let's hope for some big runs by the big guys. So, Bhavik, what do you think Australia would be thinking right now? Would they really be thinking about net run rate after winning the toss? Because in the day, I
Well,
think the pitch will be quite true. Will play well for 40 overs. So, how do you think they should approach this match?
of course, see, Salil, Abu Dhabi is such a venue where run scoring is, a bit easy as compared to Dubai and Sharjah. But then again, they would hope for some early breakthroughs. Early breakthroughs have always halted the Windies scorecard. A couple of times, a couple of losses from amongst these five matches has only been one of the main reasons. The fact that they have not able to capitalize on the start they've got. So yes,
Yeah.
then again, Chris Gale, even Lewis. I mean, they can go berserk at any given lineup. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
this is very unreal of them to be on the back foot. We haven't seen West Indies perform this way, but then again,
This badly.
how often do you not see Australia in semi-finals? I mean, irrespective of the World Cups, may it be 50 overs or
Yeah.
T20.
Yes.
Just
They're
to
a
add one
fighting
point
lot.
here, Salil. Just to add one
Yeah.
point here, Australia, hasn't had the best of the runs when it comes to the T20 World Cups. They've also got knocked out, in the group stages. Very seldom have they
Correct.
reached the semis, and they've reached the final once. So, this is a golden opportunity for them. And, frankly speaking, looking at the pitches, none of them had, counted Australia to do so well, given their
Yeah.
recent loss against Bangladesh in the T20s when they got clean swept 3-0.
Yeah.
So it's a very good Australian team, and the names that we see, the 11, are the same which have been ongoing since the last 3 years now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is one of the best opportunities for them to capitalize. And
Yeah.
with that said, I think we should go to a fun segment where the three of us do some predictions. So for everybody watching, we're going to have three predictions each, one with the bat, one with the ball, and one for the overall innings. And we'll see at the end in the next shows of how we fared. So without much delay, I think here should be our predictions. And as usual, I think I should be going first.
Yeah. All the best, Salil.
All right, the one with the bat. Chris Gale would not score more than 30 runs. I feel while he is due, this might be his last match. He looks very, very rusty. He's not feet are not moving as much. Maybe not sighting the ball like he used to. He might not be able to withstand the pace attack that Australia have to offer. Think from a bowling prediction, I think Pat Cummins will be Australia's top bowler. He's a class act. He's been one of their best bowlers in the last couple of years, and clearly he's not going to let
100%.
this opportunity go by. He would want to peak
Yeah,
right before the semi-finals, probably against Pakistan. All right. And the third one would be West Indies scoring the number of fours. They'll be scoring more than 10 fours in this innings. Abu Dhabi is a big ground, not very easy to clear. I'm
Correct.
guessing those one or two bounce boundaries will be abundant in this West Indians innings. So over to you, Paras. Interested to see what you have for us today.
nice one, Salil. Sure. So, first I'll pick my best batter. I'll pick him from the Windies. I'll pick Evan Lewis purely because of the overall cricket that he's played globally, and he's the main man for West Indies if they have to do well in the power plays. So I'll pick him. Coming on to my second prediction with the ball has to be the first mode of dismissal for the Windies. I'll take it as caught out purely because of the flair and the style of the Windies batting. They tend to
Yeah,
take the aerial route most of the times. So henceforth, the decision of
Caught.
caught out. And the third and the final prediction will be West Indies to lose their first wicket in the first over. I'll say no. They'll have a cautious start against this world class bowling attack. And
yeah,
given their fragile batting order, they'll tend to
be
keep a
cautious.
steady head rather than a
And we
hot
have
head tonight.
Yeah,
and we have seen how the openers
yeah.
are, sort of spending their time in the middle.
Yeah,
So of course, yes, that's a good sort of a pick there. So yeah, moving
thank
on
you.
Go
to
for it, Bhavik.
my predictions here. West Indies score after 10 overs would be over 80. So sorry
Oh,
Salil, I'm going against your prediction that
Wow.
Chris Gale might
Bold
score
one.
less than 30. I really feel this is the last game that he's sort of playing for Windies. I mean, alongside Bravo, of course he hasn't yet announced his retirement, but then again, the emotions are different today, and I really feel he'll go all berserk over the Australian attack. So that is my first
Absolutely.
prediction. My second prediction here is Mitchell Stark to take 2 wickets. Yes,
yeah,
he's so lethal with the new ball. I mean, we have seen it, you know, in the league matches in the previous fixtures, how he has been delivering those Yorkers, and they have been pinpoint up to the mark, and
Yeah,
he's getting wickets. And we all know how lethal is Mitchell Stark in World Cups. Leave out the normal bilateral or tri series, but Mitchell Stark in World Cups is altogether a different package.
yeah,
And
yeah.
a man for the
again,
occasion.
my third, indeed, yes, he has risen up every time. He has his hands up for the Australians in the World Cups. So yes, my third predictions: West Indies power play score would be in the range between 41 to 50.
Naturally.
Yes, I
Absolutely.
guess Chris Gale might take some time in the middle, and even Lewis might go for some wacky shots. But then again,
Yeah.
this I feel would be ideal. So a
Nice
couple
All
one.
of
right.
bold
Excellent.
predictions here, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. We're really excited to see this. I mean, there are two things to the match, right? Now, if we go back to a discussion, just something before the match, what do you think would West Indies' approach will be? I mean, do you think they will be cautious? Do you think they'll be playing for pride? Do you think they will want to beat this Australian side? Whatever they've not been able to do in the last four matches, if they bring that game over here, this is going to be a cracker of a contest. So, I mean, with that said, would Australia be a little worried right now, even though they
Of
won the
course,
toss?
of course, they should be worried, because a big gale storm is due. I really feel a gale storm is on its way, and I really feel it will
Yeah,
land today on the Abu Dhabi Stadium.
fairly.
But then again, this is West Indies. This is the hardest, team that a predictor would want to, sort of predict.
Absolutely.
And I guess,
Highly
I guess even you
unpredictable.
both would agree. So it's
Yeah,
highly unpredictable on what
Absolutely.
these guys are capable of. Of course, they are capable of
Yeah,
even scoring 250 against a given lineup, but they are also
yeah,
capable of the fact that they can bowl out for a 55 paltry score, and we have seen that in
yeah.
the past. and we have also seen that they can score 250 against any given attack. So yes, West Indies unpredictable, but let's hope for a win, so that Chris Gayle and Dwayne Bravo could possibly have a farewell, a ideal farewell.
Let's try that. Paras, with that said, what do you think would be an ideal score for West Indies to defend on this ground in the Abu Dhabi Stadium? What should be an attempt? You should not go
I
obviously for
think,
200 runs because that might not be
yeah, yeah.
possible, but something realistic.
I think anywhere above 160 will be above par. Given Australia's batting is also looked dicey in this tournament during a couple of occasions. So 160 and above will be very challenging tonight, Salil.
Okay, that is it from our experts predicting the scores. And now I'm going to say, who is your favorite to win the match, Paras?
I'll pick Australia tonight, Salil.
Bhavik, any
I would,
surprises?
I would. My heart says West Indies, mind says Australia, but I'll still be with the Windies.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we want to play
All
them
right.
as the defending champions, so yes, I'm with Windies.
Well, the players and the umpires are on the ground, and the first ball is about to be bowled. But for all of you watching this show, we are there on social media as well on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can see the handles down here, and you can follow us to get these excellent cricket updates. Stay tuned for the next session, and thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Salil.
Salim.